Alright, we're out here in West Bay today, doing a little wade fishing. I got out here a little early today and started fishing in the dark because there's a major starting at 6:30. But I just got wore out by mosquitoes. It was miserable. But sun's starting to come up. I'm seeing a bunch of birds diving. So hopefully the mosquitoes will be gone here pretty quick and we'll start getting on some fish. But gonna be throwing a lot of plastics, party paddle, shindo, may throw a top water a little bit, and maybe throw a glide bait once that sun comes up. But I think we'll get on some trout. Later in the day we'll probably move shallow, try and get on some redfish in the grass. Alright, we switched over to the Guide's Choice party paddle. Definitely my favorite color and most consistent. The crab smash does really well as well. If I move to cleaner water, I'll throw a lighter color, but usually Galveston's greenish brown. It seems to work great under these big pods of mullet. I'm blown away. I have not gotten more bites. Not a bad fish. Golly, dude. Oh, peeing everywhere. Probably 18 to 20, somewhere in that range. First fish of the day. Not a bad one. Hopefully that means we're getting on them. We got a little shallower, so maybe that's where they're at. Kind of fishing on the edge of a grass line that leads into some sandy-ish bottom. There's a little bit of silt to it, but it's pretty hard. There's some mixed potholes in it. There's usually just tons of mullet cruising in here. There he is. Should be another decent one. Yeah, this should be a decent one. It's a good sign. Oh, he ain't big at all. They're just fired up. Alright, buddy. Another solid fish, though. Male. There you go, bud. Stay put for a little bit. Slow it down. It's 2 bites. First 2 bites of the morning in the same area, so they could have just started eating, or they're just secluded to one specific spot. But started out fishing a little deep, so that might have been the problem. Settle down. Seagulls are waking everybody up, per usual. Oops. Another slot fish. We're at our limit in about 5 minutes of a 20-yard area. I guess the move was shallow. I'm gonna keep grinding them out. Hopefully there's a big old gator mixed in. Oh, brother. Looks like we got a knot. Please come out. Thank the Lord. Come on, fish. Seems like they're pretty spread out. Oh, he hit it as soon as it hit the water and spit it out. Third time the charm. A lot of scared bait right there. They are hyper this morning. A lot of solid fish though. Hasn't been any dinks, which is really nice. Alright, buddy. Big old belly on them. They're crushing it, so seems like they're eating good right now. Just had to locate them. So maybe a little guy, or he doesn't know he's hooked. Yep. Little dank. Oh, jeez. Freaking slingshotted that dude. Getting into some dinkers now. There he is. Oh, that was a tiny one. Alright, bite slowed down, so we're gonna move out just a hair. Wow. Something's blowing up on mullet out there. Oh, come on back. I think he messed up the plastic. Yep. A lot of small fish. Just barely nipping at it. Oh man, this bait getting chased right here. Oops. There he is. That ain't a bad one. Oh yeah. He's right on that bottom mullet. Alright, dude. Don't get me all wet. Skinny fella. Seems like we got a pretty decent pattern now. Should stay pretty consistent for 30 minutes to an hour, hopefully. A lot of bait getting chased up shallow. I'm still in about waist deep, but probably only 40 yards from the bank, if that. A lot of Galveston stays the same depth for a long time. So you just have to figure out where that bait is sticking to, and that's usually where the fish are going to be. Sea turtles everywhere. Oh. Gotta love it, man. He choked that thing. A lot of upper slot trout. It's always a good sign. Most of these fish have been sitting 18-ish. Nice shoulders on them. Alright, buddy. There you are. Not a bad fish right there. Right under 20. Looks like we got a little slick out in front. Bite's been a lot more consistent as we've moved further down the shoreline. Got some bait, looking scared. Oh gosh. Oh man, that's a goodie. That is a goodie. He's swimming right at me. Oh yeah. That's a good trout right there. Oh, best one all day. Yes, sir. A real good one. That's what we're looking for right there. Oh yeah. Come here, buddy. Oh yeah. That's what we want. That is what we want. Look at that, dude. That's a good fish right there. He's probably 23 1/4. Golly. Party paddle just comes right out. Three-pounder. Turned out to be a real good morning, even though it was real tough to find them. Oh my gosh. I just saw a gar that literally looked like an alligator. The head on that thing was nuts. Get into a little deeper water. Just gonna let it sink a little more. I still like gradually reeling while I give it some pops, because that's gonna make that belly shine. Seems like that's been a huge factor. Throwing a bait with a white pearl belly rather than just a solid green or a solid brown triggers that bite. Oh gosh, I missed him. Hand slipped on the reel. See if he's still there. I don't think I got a hook in him. Oh, that was a good thump right there. It's hard to switch baits when you're catching them this good. These fish have been eating good. For anyone wondering why I don't use my net, it's because as soon as you put them in that thing, they are splashing you so much. So unless it's a giant, I'm just gonna wear them out until I can grab them. Because getting them in the net, a lot of times they get the hook all stuck in the net, and then that's just a whole nother pain in itself. This is the easiest way for me to unhook them, in my opinion. And there's a bunch of bait. Hopefully there's still a few trout wanting to eat. I'm gonna slowly work our way back in. Try and see if there's any redfish in the grass. Been a great trout morning so far though. Easily probably caught 20 fish. Can't ask for more than that. Oh man, bunch of pogies jumping out of the water up here. Not sure what is spooking them, but usually that's a good sign. Something eating up on the grass right here. Oh, that was perfect. And there's bait everywhere. Gosh. Well, that backlash was my cue to leave. I had been fishing for a while, so I decided to call it. But toward the end, we moved up shallow, tried to find some redfish, and I think it was just a hair too late to get them to eat. But overall, it was a really good trout morning. Caught a lot of slot fish, one that was over 20, no giants, but hopefully as it gets colder, those bigger fish will start to move into that area. But one thing to think about when you're fishing for trout is you need to get it out of your head to have structure. Those fish are going to be sitting on basically nothing. If the bait is in waist deep water, just on sand, most likely those trout are going to be there. And so don't get stuck staying close to a shoreline or a grass line or a dock or rocks. Those fish can be sitting in the middle of nowhere in the bay. And so if you're seeing a lot of bait dancing around offshore, probably 100 yards from the shoreline, go fish that and kind of zigzag your way along that shoreline until you start getting bites. But it was one of the hardest things for me was to get off fishing like a structure or something to cast at, because you think that the fish would be in something that's different, but a lot of times they're just sitting on sand or mud, suspended right below those bait fish, and that's when you're going to catch them the best.